then you are immediately starting your day in a low vibe state, and it will take much more effort to rise yourself back up. Hi, I'm Tash and welcome back or welcome to The Loving Lifestyle, a channel dedicated to helping lost graduates feel at home within themselves and create a life that they truly desire. Yes, the tagline has changed. Let me know if you like it down in the comments below. Today I've got a few tips to help you feel more positive and high vibe every single day. Everything in life is a mirror, so if you give off more positive energy, then you will attract more positive energy back into your life, as well as feeling happier in the moment. Firstly, what are you consuming? The news, TV dramas, scary dystopian fiction, depressing music, violent video games. These kinds of content are designed to trigger that fear emotion in you in order to hook you in and keep you wanting more. But they're also lowering your vibe. They say you are what you eat. Well, when you eat up all that negativity, that becomes how you feel. Now, we all have our vices. I love a good dystopian novel, but I do recognize that when I read them, I do find myself ruminating over the plot and feeling more pessimistic about our world and what we're turning into than I would normally. So I do try to limit my consumption. It's just mindful consumption rather than mindless consumption. Try to reduce the amount of time you spend consuming fear-based content, especially if it's first thing in the morning or right before bed. How you start your day sets the precedent for the rest of your day. So if the first thing you do when you wake up is check the news or log on to social media, then you are immediately starting your day in a low vibe state, and it will take much more effort to rise yourself back up. Whereas if you start your day with some meditation or some time spent in nature, you'll be far more likely to feel good all day. Next up, who are you spending your time with? If you are the result of the 5 people you spend the most time with, then it's pretty important to ensure that those 5 people are positive, encouraging, and respectful people who value you and want to achieve something with their life. This is something that I personally have been struggling with, because when I first heard the saying that you are the result of the 5 people you spend your most time with, it was the first lockdown and I was living at home with my parents. And obviously I couldn't see anyone else. And I actually used it as an excuse for why I was letting myself off, for not doing what I should be doing to grow and evolve. But now I've realized that I am responsible for who I let into my life and who I spend my time with. And digital time counts too. So I put myself out there, I found some new people to hang out with virtually. I hired a business coach. I felt more appreciative of the friendships that I do have. I made more of an effort to see people when I could. And most of all, I didn't let it be an excuse for behaving in a negative way. If you find yourself being dragged down by those around you, then you'd probably benefit from setting some healthy personal boundaries in order to empower yourself. I have a whole video on how to set boundaries and also why they are so important. So I will link that up here and in the description box down below. Move your body daily, especially outside. Getting out into Mother Nature is an absolutely surefire way to raise your vibration and get you feeling more positive. Our natural state is in nature. It's our home. Research shows that 120 minutes in nature a week is optimal for our overall health and happiness. So that could look like a 45-minute walk in nature 3 times a week, or a 15-minute jog around the block each day, or even a 2-hour hike on the weekend. I've been trying to go on a walk/run most days now that the weather is finally improving, and I feel much more positive and energized after that than I do after a home workout, simply because of the connection with nature. Moving your body raises your heart rate, it releases endorphins or happy hormones, which make you feel more positive and give you energy. If walking isn't your thing, then putting on some good tunes and having a boogie will also release those happy hormones and help you connect to your body. Gratitude is the most powerful way to raise your vibration, and you can literally feel it working. If you feel yourself falling into a negative headspace, stand up, move somewhere else, close your eyes or lower your gaze, put your hand on your heart, and spend 1 minute thinking about something in your life that you feel gratitude for. Think about how that thing makes you feel and how you would feel if you didn't have it in your life. Then repeat for 2 more things. Voila! That's literally 3 minutes to turn your entire mood around. The vibration that gratitude emits will actually help you attract more abundance into your life, and therefore you'll feel more positive and appreciative of your life every day. I have a whole video on the 5 ways that practicing gratitude changed my life, which I will link up here and in the description box down below if you need a little more convincing. Energy is energy, right? So if we want to be attracting high vibrational energy into our life, then we need to be feeling high vibrational energy. I don't believe in dieting. I don't believe in restrictive eating. What this is about is boosting our energy through food that makes our body feel happy and energized. Vegetables, plant-based proteins, nuts, and fruit. These are all high energy foods with high vibrations. And you can feel that in yourself too. Like when you have a nourishing veggie stew or veggie bowl for dinner with lots of whole foods and beans and yumminess, you feel good afterwards. And it's a compound effect too. Every single good meal you have makes you feel happier and full of more energy and therefore more productive and positive as a result. Not just that day, but every day that you eat well. You have more and more energy and you feel happier, and that just keeps improving. Whereas whilst there is nothing wrong with treating yourself, or sometimes we just get a bit lazy, but I know that if I have an oven pizza for lunch versus some avo toast with some sesame seeds and olive oil, I will feel much better after the avo toast than I would after the oven pizza. And realistically, those things are probably the same amount of calories, but it's the actual energy in the food itself that makes you feel better afterwards. It's not processed, it's fresh, it's from our earth. It nourishes you and it just makes you feel good. And that energy moves into what I do and how I act for the rest of the day as well. Similarly, if you are thirsty and you go straight for a soft drink, you're actually not listening to what your body is asking you for: water. So your cells are still dehydrated, and whilst you may have that instant rush from the sugar in your soft drink, you're ultimately gonna have a crash of energy, and that is super low vibe. Your body is your home, so treat it with respect and give it the nourishment it deserves for looking after you so well. So to summarize, my tips on raising your daily vibration. Firstly, watch the kind of content you're consuming and try to limit any fear-based content, especially first thing in the morning or before bed. Secondly, make a conscious effort to find positive, driven, kind people to hang out with, and set some personal boundaries to protect yourself from energy suckers. Thirdly, move your body regularly in a way that feels good. Exercise isn't punishment, it's empowerment. Fourthly, use gratitude to turn bad days around and attract more abundance into your life. And finally, nourish yourself with fresh whole foods and plenty of water to fuel yourself with positive energy. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I truly hope it's given you some inspiration. Why not let me know down in the comments how you keep your vibe high? And if you're not already subscribed to this channel, then go ahead and hit that big red button below and the little bell next to it so you never miss my content. I hope you enjoyed a little woo sesh today. Bit different from my usual content maybe, but definitely about living your best life. I appreciate you so much, and I will see you next week or over on my Instagram at the.lovinglifestyle. I almost forgot to press record. How many times am I gonna do that? Or if whether who remembers in my old videos where I had the fairy lights all in the background, like the big ones, not just like the little one like that. The time that I recorded and I didn't turn the fairy lights on and I couldn't bother to re-film it, so I had a whole 2 videos where the fairy lights weren't on in the background, and it just, oof, the perfectionist in me could not deal with that.